Yeah, just having a bit of fun with the Quansheng UV-K5. I've added a little diamond antenna. I had the SMA version of these, which actually had a longer stub. It's BNC with the adapter, but it actually recesses really nicely. And I'll tell you what I've noticed already on some of the local frequencies. Signal's coming really good. It's very whippy. The only problem with these antennas is here. Over time, I would avoid trying to shove this in your pocket or whatever. Maybe always unattach the antenna first, but this is the weak point. But for about £15, what can you say? Even though these radios retail for about 28, with an antenna, it's quite amazing. There's some new interesting firmware out there I've heard about that opens these up from 18 megahertz right up to about 1 gig. Listening to the lovely 1BTN down in Brighton on the south coast UK right now. That's 1BTN.FM. I've just had a few ideas. I've always wanted to get out there anyway with these radios and to make things more interesting and fun and useful in emergency situations. So basically what I'd like to see, a few improvements on these radios would be where you have the headphones. Well, there isn't it, right? It's the 2-pin microphone jack. So what would be good is like what Yaesu do, is to just have the one jack that does 3.5, but it's 3-pole. So that way you can get like a split mono. Failing that, these radios, a lot of them now have USB-C. So it would be good to have USB-C adapter to headphones. Now there's plenty of adapters out there, but I don't know if these radios are wired in that way that you would get that output. So you've got USB-C here, and then you've got the the 2.5 headphone audio, and a lot of the time that just comes out of one ear, right? So these, this becomes a pain in the arse basically. So you start looking around for little right angle jack adapters with 3.5 sockets, which is what I've been doing today. And then you've got your standard mono microphone in. Fine. I would prefer a jack at least 3.5 paired mono, and then or your paired mono coming out of the USB-C. So think about that, guys. Coming up with ideas for these radios. Basically, in the Roger Bleep section, they've now added the Motorola Squawk, which is an improvement over the standard sort of Baofeng beeps. But come on, guys, it's 2023. Let's make radio a bit more interesting and a bit more fun. My suggestion would be to have 5 custom sounds, which are, I don't know, 16-bit mono MP3 files, but they have a limit size of 0.5 of a second, 500 milliseconds. So I think that would be good, and then you could have ID tags at the end of each one, custom for groups. So if it was a search party, it might be Alpha 1, Bravo 2, Charlie 3, for instance, right? Or your call sign at the end of your over. If you were in a group setting and it was some kind of search and rescue procedure. So then there's a lot of the other people out there from back in the day, CB radio days, that appreciate a lot of the beeps from a lot of the old school radios, including from NASA, like the K-tone, the classic NASA K-tone beep. And if you look around on the internet, you can actually find archives, and you can listen to them on YouTube as well. of all the different K-tone beeps that are out there. So there's a lot of sort of memorabilia going back to the Roger bleep as well. But then people could add their own little custom sounds from adverts or TV programs, or just use your imagination, right? But I'd say keep a limit to 500 milliseconds, and say have a custom bank of say 3 or 5 custom sounds that you can use. It's a tiny amount of memory, so think about that as well, guys. And yeah, improve the headphone sockets. Otherwise, very happy with these things. But yeah, we need to sort the headphones out coming out the USB-C, or a proper paired mono coming out of one of these jacks. But yeah, custom sounds, guys, custom sounds, and even and then we can talk about custom screen fonts and logos and all the rest of it. But anyway, just my suggestions.